I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
She didn't even know that the land in question that she's saying that I damaged, she didn't even know that the land was hers. The people from the church told her that the land was hers.
Why would she not know what land is hers?
This is the plaintiff, Nikisha. She says the defendant is her nasty neighbor who thinks she can do whatever she pleases because she's lived there a few years longer than her. The woman took it upon herself to cut down her 17 large pine trees. The debris fell onto her property and she refuses to clean it up or replant the trees. Now it's up to the judge to end this conflict once and for all. She's suing for $2,521.53 and looks forward to seeing the defendant's face when she loses this case. This is the defendant, Michelle. She says the plaintiff gave her permission to cut the rotting trees down because she was afraid they were going to fall onto her house in a storm. Her guys cleaned up the wood from the cut trees. For some reason, the plaintiff's obsessed with her, and this woman just needs to move on with her life. She's accused of cutting down someone else's trees.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. You two are neighbors' house, side by side, some other way?
Yes.
Literally side by side?
Yes.
All right. Now, according to you, she chopped down some trees that were on your property?
Yes.
Okay. Prove that.
So
how am I going to know that they're on your property or hers? You have a
copy of a survey.
So may I see the survey?
Yes.
Where on this survey is your house and where is her house? Is it these two houses?
One of those two houses are hers. That
Which
one?
one?
The next one over.
This one's hers and this one's yours?
No, that's the following neighbor.
That's another neighbor's. This one's hers. And where's your property?
Further the other way, yes.
Come on over here, please. Okay. Can you hold up the other side? All right. Which property is yours?
This one.
Which one?
This one right here.
This one right here.
Yes.
That's your house?
Yes.
Is this all of your property?
Yes, it is.
All of this is your property?
Yes.
And then that's her house?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to go back.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to come forward. According to this, she surrounds you on one side and on the back?
Yes.
So there's no dispute about that?
No.
All right. You can go ahead and go back. So when does she chop down some trees?
It was July of last year.
Okay. Were those trees on your property or her property, or how are we going to figure this out?
At the time, we didn't know. I called her, I saw her, I called her, I spoke to her about the trees. I have pictures that I sent in. There are long pine trees going up. Some of the trees were rotten. When this wind blew, because my back of my yard, where my door is, where my kids play, the trees were sitting right there. I voiced my concern to her. I said, you know, I'm afraid that the trees might fall on my house and kill someone. She said to me that, okay, it's no problem if you cut the trees down. I went to the town I went to the town to try to find out. When I went to the town...
To find out what?
Whose the trees were.
Why? If she gave you permission to cut them, why would you
I
need to
just
go to
wanted
the
to be on the safe side.
But what safe side? If she gave you permission... Well, no, exactly. Then the fact that you went to the town makes me nervous. Did you give her permission?
No.
Okay,
I let her know that
why are you going to the town?
Because I just felt like I needed to go to the town just to make sure, because both of us didn't know. She didn't even know that the land in question that she's saying that I damaged, she didn't even know that the land was hers. The people from the church told her that the land was hers.
Why would she not know what land is hers?
I don't know. She was the one who told me that the morning I spoke to her. Both of us met up at the town.
Why were you both at the town then?
I went to go to look at my plot plan to see if the...
When did things start to become harried between you two?
So it was in August, about a month after the trees were cut down and laying on the property. I asked her when she was going to clean them up. And she replied, and I quote, "I'm not going to clean them up. I'm going to let them stay there and rot."
Okay, so that's when the bad neighbor thing came up. All right, had you previously given her permission to go ahead and cut them?
I expressed to her that I do not want to see the trees go. The trees were healthy. I think the main reason why she wanted to cut them down was because she wanted more sunlight in the backyard, maybe because of her panels, her solar panels. Now, the whole reason why the response I was given about the cleanup happened was because Memorial Weekend, she installed a 6-foot panel fence that extended all the way down to the sidewalk. It created a huge safety issue for me and anyone coming out of my driveway.
Because?
Because if the fence was so high.
Okay, when is that in relation to the tree cutting?
So
is it before or after?
The fence happened in May, the end of May.
All right, so now we're going back in time to 2 months earlier. She installed a fence, and because of that fence, it would block you being able to see who's coming down the block.
Right.
Because she had it go all the way to the street.
Right.
So
I went to the town about it, because I mentioned it was a huge safety concern. The town spoke to her about it and asked her to address it because it was hazardous.
Because she's not allowed to take it all the way to the street.
She was allowed to take it all the way to the street, but because it was a safety concern, they wanted...
She had to make it lower.
Yes.
All right, so did she make it lower?
They gave her 2 weeks to address that, and she did lower it the last day of those 2 weeks.
Well, that's within the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, so then now the trees happen, and you think that the reason why she said, "I'm not picking it up," is because she got mad about the fence. All right, so now you say that you want $1,600. By the way, has the debris been removed or no?
Yes.
It's still
All
there.
right, so you say no, you say yes. Show me pictures.
I sent pictures, and...
Yeah, let's see. What's that there?
That's the debris.
My pictures.
Okay, let's look at your pictures. What am I looking at there?
Those were the after pictures that we took after we removed the pine trees from
The person
her.
who's taking the picture is standing where? On your property?
Yes.
What's this a picture of?
The evergreen that we planted after we removed the pine trees.
Do you, what's this?
Those were the pine trees that we cut up and removed from our property. They're sitting on my property at the time when I took the pictures, before I dumped them. We
What's
took
that?
all of that from off there. Those were all the stuff that came off the pine tree.
What's this?
All the stuff from the pine tree.
No, well, what's going on there, here with all the plywood and everything?
Oh, I'm doing work in the back of my yard.
Okay.
So that's how it looked before we took the pine trees down.
But I see trees cut already on the property here.
Yeah, those are the pine trees.
So that's not how it looked before you cut the pine trees down. You had already cut pine trees in this picture.
Yeah,
So do you have a picture of how it looked before you cut the pine trees?
that's it.
Okay. Has the city gotten involved in finding out whether the trees that were cut down were on this side of the survey or that side of the survey?
No.
But you know that as it turns out, they ended up being her trees, right?
Guess so.
You do know that. All right, let me hear from your husband. Did you want to come on up? So who took down all these trees?
I did.
How'd you take down all these trees? It's kind of dangerous
With
work.
the help of a tree cutter.
Yeah.
I mean, I held the
Because
rope.
that's like they're really tall. And
They were very tall.
like people die doing this who don't know what they're doing. This isn't. I don't recommend this kind of work at home if you are not a professional.
When I say I did, I only held the rope.
Oh.
But I was there when everything was coming down.
And while that's happening, the visit to the city was before this, right?
Yeah.
And the city said what? We can't help you?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, you have a house, beautiful view, and a lot of sunlight. Can somebody in front of you block that? Do they have a right to do it, or do they have to ask your permission?
I would think if it's their property, they have a right to do whatever they choose to do.
Even if it ruins your view or sunlight?
Well, they have the right to do what they want to do, but I'm going to see what I can do about buying it from them so that I can keep the airspace.
But yeah, but then they still have the right. What do you say?
I think they own the property. They should be able to do whatever they want to do on that, but be nice to the neighbor, and maybe they'll give you like a little hold it through or something like that.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point going inside the courtroom.
They said we could hire a surveyor to determine because they didn't know either.
When did you hire the surveyor? After the trees were cut?
So that survey is a copy I retrieved that was previously done to my property. Had I known that existed before all of this, obviously would have known where the boundary lines were. I didn't know.
Right, that's what I'm asking. This surfaced after the trees were cut down, right?
Yes.
Where do you get your figures? You're suing for $1,692 to remove the little bit of debris that's left there.
Your Honor, it's down a little bit, and this is why I got the professionals to come out and give me a quote for all the cleanup.
I need to see your quotes.
I did send a copy, but here.
Yeah, let me see the originals. You just have this one quote?
Yes.
I just don't see how it's $1,692 to clean up that brush. And I also don't quite understand the quote. It just says general tree care. And then it specifies back right area of property, remove sticks. So what else is he doing in a clockwise direction on your property? Is he doing other trees as well?
No, that's just for that one particular area.
Yeah, I know, but the quote doesn't, I can't tell what the quote's for.
Judge, she also removed some more trees on the property back in December.
You haven't done this work anyway, right? This is this, in other words, did you pay this?
No.
Right,
no, no, nothing has been done.
So you know now that you cut down someone else's trees. You don't sound that sorry about it. You sound like really happy. Woohoo! We get more sun. Do you have sun? Do you have solar panels?
We've been have the solar panels before.
So now you get a lot more sunlight, right?
We had sunlight back there.
You get a lot more sunlight because you just took down 3-story pines that were behind you. Like, how can that not be a true statement? How can that not be true? What I just said. I'm going to award you what you're asking for the monies for the pine trees in total, the $829.53. I'm also going to award you $750 for the cleanup. I'm going to order the defense to pay the plaintiff $1,579.53. That's my verdict.
So the plaintiff prevails in this lawsuit. Michelle, you're going to have to give the plaintiff $1,579, I think is what the judge ordered.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I'm happy it's over with.
I bet you are.
Yeah, and I could move on with my life.
Do you think this will bring peace between you?
No, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to have anything to do with her. I'm fine in my yard.
But can you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, can you
We've
avoid
been doing it before she came there to live.
Yeah.
I lived there 10 years before.
Yeah.
And I never had any issue with anyone.
Okay. So you're sure this will do it?
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much. Doors are that way. All right, Nikisha. She doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
I don't care.
You don't care either?
I couldn't care less, no.
Okay. No. You didn't get what you were suing for?
No, but it should be enough to do some of the work.
Yeah, those are tall trees. Really tall, aren't they?
So.
Feel better?
I'm good. I could live with this. I shouldn't have to be responsible for cleaning up the mess that she made, and because she's been spiteful about the fence, and it just needs to be done.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. You'll have to wait there. And Harvey, what do you think?
Well, look, all these folks are right here that generally you have no rights in this case, but there are a lot of neighborhoods that have what we call covenants, which are deals between homeowners. And some of them do say that you have a right, they call it to light and air. So that you do have a right to sunlight, you do have a right to a view, and that somebody can't block it. But usually that if you have the right, those remedies don't include self-help, where you could enter somebody's property and knock down a tree or a fence or whatnot. There are other ways of doing it. So if you have one of those, be careful. And if you don't have one of those, you're screwed. That'll do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video, March 27th.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is the plaintiff, Irene. She says she's a personal fitness coach and owns a gym where the defendant was a member. The sneaky woman called her credit card company and had 3 months of her membership charges reversed. This woman had no right to do that. She's owed $1,344.35 as per their contract and is suing for just that today. This is the defendant, Rachel. She says she often travels for work, and when she does, she puts her gym membership on hold. She told the plaintiff to put it on hold while she was out of town for 3 months. The woman went ahead and charged her anyway. She complained with her credit card company, and the fees were reversed. Why this woman's suing her now is very strange indeed, because she owes nothing. She's accused of putting the gym on hold.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff is a personal fitness coach at a gym. Had a customer who signed up, but had the credit card company reverse the charges on the membership. The defendant says the plaintiff basically tried stealing her money. It's the case of the fitness trainer who threw a fit.
Have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right. Irene, you own a gym and you're a personal trainer, strength coach?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you owned the gym?
About 6 years.
All right. And how is it that you know Rachel?
She was a member.
For how long?
3 years.
All right. Is there a contract that your members sign when they become members?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I see it?
Absolutely.
All right. So tell me what happens. You decide that you want some time off from the gym?
Yeah. I was going out of town, and when I was going to be away for a while, I would put my membership on hold. I had been a member of the gym for a few years, and this is something that regularly occurred. And so in this case, I talked to Liz. We talked to each other all the time because I was at the gym, and it was kind of a close relationship. And then she was like, okay, send me an email when you're going. So I sent her the email to put my membership on hold, and I thought it was on hold. And
when you say you had done this several times before, how many times before?
I'm not exactly sure, but at least once a year for a few years.
Okay, do you have evidence of that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I have this from 2015, 2016, and 2017.
Which would be what? Your emails saying, please put it on hold?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is to, would this be you? Yes, it's to you. Please stop charging me. I'll get in touch when I'm back from summer travels. Please confirm. What? Just send me an email a few days before you leave. I will put your account on hold, okay? Yeah, no problem. In order to put your membership on hold, just email me when it happens. I can't put a future date in for a hold because you were trying to get it done in May or whatever, but then...
Yeah, that had been saying in advance I was going to go away, and she said, just let me know when you need it.
And then you said, okay, this is the email.
Yeah.
Stop charging me, blah, blah, blah. Okay. It sounds like you were allowing this practice to happen, were you not?
Absolutely. We always allow any holds.
Okay, so what was it that happened in this case that you feel went beyond what it was supposed to be?
Yes, Your Honor. I have records of our past holds as well. In this case, I had informed her that I would put it on hold for 1 month. She informed me that she was going on vacation.
And this was for what month?
This was in March of 2017.
All right, so I'm looking at what she's suing for. We're going to start from the earliest months she's suing for. March and May, she's suing you for $600 that she says should have been paid to her.
Yeah.
Did you attempt to hold your membership in March?
Yes.
How did you do so?
By sending her the email saying, I want to put my membership on hold.
And did you say at that time, I want to put my membership on hold for how long?
I didn't say. In my mind, it was open-ended because I wasn't sure when I was going to be coming back to the gym.
Have you ever done that in any prior holds?
Yeah, I had. I think that you have.
There's an email that she sends to you on December 14th, 2016, which is a few months before this hold, where she says, I got your text about putting your membership on hold, but it is necessary for you to email me with your preferred hold dates from start to end, and also to remove yourself from the classes you signed up for in the future. Once this happens, I can place your membership on hold for the desired amount of time. We'll miss you while you are away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you got that email, right? So what did you do then regarding March? Because that says you have to give a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah, I know. In March, I just said put my membership on hold, and I just gave the beginning. I didn't give an end.
Okay, let me see the email where you say that to her.
Okay.
All right. So you tell her I want March on hold.
Yeah, I just said I want to put my membership on hold.
Okay. And now
I billed there at the middle of the month, so it was kind of...
I do want to put my membership on hold because of my vacation and Laura's trip that I mentioned. I think it resets the 19th, so that should go into effect immediately. I will unsigned up for anything I signed up for next month. That was in response to an email which she had sent to you saying, when are you leaving on vacation? Thanks for your great energy, blah, blah, blah. So did you put it on hold at all for March?
Yes, I said, my next email says, hi, Rachel, thank you for taking your name out of the SBTs. I will put your plan on hold through mid-April. Let me know.
May I see that email, because she did not include that. So you tell her, thank you for taking the time. I put your plan on hold through mid-April. So then what goes wrong?
So she just didn't come back after.
Ever?
Yeah.
So when do you hear from her again?
Well, I had sent her texts asking how she's doing, when she's coming back. She said, I just keep meaning to get back to the gym in May. I sent her an email in June saying this is our new address. And then in July, she sent me the email saying that she was upset about that I stole from her.
That you what?
Stole money from her.
Because you were charging her as of?
From March.
Well, why March? You know that she had put it on hold in March. You acknowledge that you put it on hold until April.
She put it on hold after the March payment went through. That's why April wasn't paid for.
Okay. The March payment had already gone through, then she puts it on hold. So what you held instead was the April payment?
Yes.
All right, so that's why you're suing here, not for March through May, but March and May.
Yes.
Because April you acknowledge. So, and the reason you're suing is because you stopped payment on March? Why would you stop payment on March when you acknowledged that you were working out in March?
Because the gym membership resets in the middle of the month. I didn't go to the gym ever after the time I said, please put my membership on hold. So I had paid for...
Right, well, then why didn't you turn around and pay for April? Okay.
Because I thought my membership was on hold. I mean,
right,
there's
but
a
Rachel, here's the problem that I'm having. You don't even have a right to do the thing you're doing.
Okay.
You do legally because she has been doing it that way. But what this membership thinks, first of all, you need to rewrite this, and it needs to have an actual clause for when and how you can do holds. But, so you're getting to do this thing, and that's fine. You're right. If people do business a certain way, you have a right to expect that it's going to be done that way. But if somebody calls it and says, hey, this is how I want you to do it from now on, they have a right to expect you to do it that way from now on. You acknowledge receiving her email where she says, and frankly, every time in the past there was a beginning and an end, but you acknowledge receiving her email where she says, look, you've got to tell me a beginning and an end. And then you say, hey, put it on hold as of when I say, which is the next billing period, which happens to be a few days after you had just gotten the May payment. Fine. So she then sends you a response to that because you don't have an answer on it about when it's going to end. And she says, give me the specific date you want to come back. And then you ignore this.
I never saw that.
Well, it's equivalent of ignoring it. But either way, you then take off forever. March, April, May. When is it that you say, hey, wait a second, you've been charging me. How often do you open your bills and look at them?
I noticed this at the beginning of July. So it had been enough time for me to have been charged $850 that I hadn't expected to be charged.
Okay, so let's see what should have happened. Let us say that your email should allow you to get the 1 month hold because you gave no end date. So the least it could be is a month. And that's consistent with the email that Liz sent out to you saying, well, okay, thanks for canceling the stuff, so I'm going to put you on hold through April. Let me know when you want to come back. You never email her anything else again. You should get 1 free month, which you did, which was April, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You are suing then for March.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because that shouldn't have been reversed. That was...
She trained in March.
She trained in March, and she didn't even put it on hold until after that charge had gone through, correct?
Yes,
right.
Your Honor.
So you're suing for March. You're suing for May. Why are you suing for an April membership hold for 1935?
When you put the system on hold, it prorates it for the dates that you put it on hold. So I must have put it on hold, I believe it was March 17th or 18th that she requested the hold. So I put it from March 18th or 17th to April 17th or 18th. So
well, what's a prorating then? That's a month. I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't understand
I would
the prorating
understand if
either.
you were saying I put it to the end of April. Then I understand there's an additional charge or something. But 30 days is 30 days. I don't know what you're talking about. If you put it on hold for 1 billing cycle, that's the 30 days. What do you?
I was confused about the $19
Okay, well, if you can't
as well.
explain it, I'm not interested. Okay, now $230 remaining June balance. What's that about?
So we moved gyms, and because we moved gyms, we trained outside for 1 week.
So you charge people less?
Yes.
Okay. And then a $250 cancellation fee. Let's talk about that. She's under contract until when?
The original contract that she signed in 2013 was only a 3-month contract for a $200.
Did you ever have her sign another one?
The other one did not have the cancellation fee in it.
Well, then why the heck are you suing for a cancellation fee? Because you're greedy?
No,
You can say it, because you're greedy?
So is it a good idea for somebody who hasn't worked out to sign a 1-year membership at a gym?
Absolutely. It's never too late to start.
Never too late to start, but is it something where they're going to regret it because they don't follow through?
Absolutely. A week contract.
A week contract. Okay, you know what? Last word. Going inside the courtroom.
You can't sue for a cancellation fee. That implies you are entitled to collect one, which means that I'm going to look at the contract to see if you're right. And you're telling me that she, by the way, did she even sign another contract or never signed a contract?
Yes, there's 3 contracts that she signed.
Okay, so then the other contract supersedes this contract, right?
Well, I
that's the
think
law.
they're both.
I'm not asking you.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the law. So
Okay.
does that other contract say anything about a $250 cancellation fee?
It does not, Your Honor.
That's correct. So you're done. Now, $105 in 4 bank chargebacks. That's because you went to your credit card company and said they weren't supposed to charge me this, and
Yeah.
you ended up winning with that. Show me the $105 in 4 bank chargebacks.
Yes, ma'am.
And the $140 in overdraft fees. Why overdraft fees?
Because she had done it all at once, and we don't have very many members, and so.
So you bounced other checks? Is that what you're saying? Your overdraft?
No.
What's your overdraft fee? She didn't write you a.
It's $35 for each one.
Why is she responsible for you being so cash poor? Is that what you're saying? That you didn't have enough money for checks that you were writing?
She took out. She called her bank and took out $800 out of my account. So at the time, it was at the beginning.
The credit card company, which you were well aware of, had a dispute pending, and you were well aware of it. You participated in it. She won the dispute, so how much? $800 got charged back, correct?
This was before the dispute started, at the beginning of July, when I didn't have any funds. We don't operate, we're not cash heavy at all. And so when she went and called the bank and took out the $800, I had overdraft fees.
You had overdraft fees for what?
For having low balance, negative balance.
Then I'm sorry you don't have a really robust business. That's not something she would have to pay. The amounts that she took out it's a credit card company agreeing with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened in what month?
That happened in July.
And that would only happen, well, it might happen originally. It might happen first and then questions later. That's often how it happens. So the actual input by each of you came later. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. Yeah, you don't get ancillary charges for that because the only reason they happen is because you have a business that can't absorb it. It happened because of a low balance. It didn't happen because she's disputing the charge. All right, so no on the chargebacks, no on the after overdraft, no on the cancellation fee. I feel that she is entitled to March. I feel that she is entitled to May. And I feel that she is entitled to what she charges in June. I feel that because I don't think I've ever seen a club membership where you just get to say, I'm on hold until you hear otherwise. In fact, most times, it's a lot more formal than this. So I don't know if you're new at this business, but let me just suggest to you that absolutely everything must be in writing all the time. That is the way you don't have these kinds of problems. And that includes that there be a clear standard policy regarding putting your membership on hold. Like, for example, if I want to put my DirecTV on hold in a certain location where I don't spend that much time, I only get to do it twice a year. I only get to do it for X amount of time. Have some parameters so that because you have no parameters, so you subject yourself to a lot of dispute this way.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to order you to pay back March $300, May $300, April is the freebie, and June $230. Nothing else. That's $830, not $1,344. $830, verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck.
So the plaintiff does get money back, $830 back. What are you thinking right now?
Well, I think that, I don't know, I have a lot to think about. I thought I did the right thing, but Judge disagreed.
Yeah, and there's some contract issues here that need to be cleared up from her side, too, that would have helped you, I guess. But
yeah,
anyway.
our communication wasn't good. I mean, that's the bottom of the whole problem.
Okay, very good. Like your bow tie.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Here comes the plaintiff now. Ms. Palmer, I think you got a lesson in contractology, so to speak, today. Your contracts need help.
Yes, that's true. I think you're right.
So did you learn anything from all of this?
I think I need to update my contracts, but no hard feelings. I think the judge was fair.
Okay, well, good for you. All right. Thank you. Glad you're not mad. Thank you very much. All right, Harvey?
Okay, Doug, these gym contracts are actually really tricky. When you get one, you gotta read what the term is, what the cancellation fee is, how much money you're paying. Look for the critical points that talk about your cash. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. From your morning podcast to your afternoon playlist, State Farm knows you personalize your entire day, and that's why State Farm helps you personalize your insurance with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It offers coverage options that help protect what you care about most at an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
This is the plaintiff, Flores Uden. He says he parked in his designated spot at his building. He pays $240 a year for that spot, and he displayed his parking permit in the windshield. The crooked defendant towed his car, held it hostage until he paid the tow fee, and damaged his radiator to boot. He's now out $551.88. Has all the proof he needs to win this case, and is suing here and now for the money he's most certainly owed. This is the defendant, John O'Grady. He says the car was towed at the request of the housing complex where the plaintiff lives. The management company doesn't give him a reason for requesting a tow. He just does what he's told. Besides, there was no way he damaged this man's car. And if he feels he was towed by mistake, he should take it up with the building because he just did what he was hired to do. He's accused of a terrible tow.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says he did everything right parking at his apartment complex, and the defendant illegally towed the car, is now holding it hostage. But the defendant says the housing complex folks told him to tow, so he did what he was told. It's the case of towing the line.
Have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, sir. So you were, according to you, the unfortunate victim of a renegade tow that damaged your car, correct? Where was your car parked?
I park a car in the housing parking lot.
Where
my
you live?
number is 12.
Okay, and were you legitimately parked there?
Yeah, I pay the rent every month, every year.
Yeah, but it's not about paying the rent. Was the spot you were
The
parked
spot
in
is 12 is mine.
assigned to you?
Pardon me?
Is it assigned to you? Is that your parking space?
This is my parking space.
You were asked to go tow the car because it was what?
Please illegally towed. Illegally parked.
Towed?
No,
well,
illegally.
I guess case over.
Sorry, Your Honor.
right.
Illegally parked.
Illegally parked, why?
The reason was not given to us. It was just called by the contractor.
Prove it.
Excuse me?
You get it stamped, right?
Yeah,
Don't
we
you
get
the tow
stamped.
thing stamped by them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here's the first receipt when it's actually done, and it's the receipt stamped again when the guy comes to retrieve the car.
So is this a government housing project?
Government, housing, parking, and I'm living there 40 years.
Right. So it's this stamp here? That's from the housing people?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So they were asked to tow you. You feel that you were towed inappropriately because you were in a parking space that is assigned to you.
Yeah, I'm parking.
Did you ever
over there
talk to them
7,
about
8
it and
years.
say, hey, why did you get me towed? And tell them?
No, I didn't see them. I sent the paper to them, and they denied. They said it's my responsibility to see the number. I have the sticker on my windshield.
Oh, because you parked in the wrong number?
On the windshield sticker says my plate number on it, and parking number is 12.
I guess they're saying you weren't in number 12.
And
if they're saying that
the
you
tow
were.
truck company, they didn't check the windshield sticker and the
Why would they say it was your
license
responsibility
plate.
to make sure you park in the right number?
That says you park in the handicap.
Why did they say it was your
handicap.
responsibility to make sure you park in the right number? They feel like you parked in the wrong number, right?
My parking number is
They
12.
feel like you parked in the wrong number,
No,
right?
it's the right number.
Well, if you were in the right number, why would they tell you it's
12,
your
12,
responsibility to park
number
in the right
12.
number?
Number
You don't
12.
know what space you towed him out of.
I
That's
have the
between him
eyewitness.
and them.
No.
All right. And
I
what
get
happens?
the car back, and I saw the radiator is leaking. I took it to the garage, and they put the radiator.
Okay. You took it in to get a repair what day?
Couple days later, I have the bill over here somewhere.
Okay, give me the receipt for the radio. That's what you're suing for, right? $415 more. You want your money back for the tow, but it sounds from what I'm hearing that you really need to fight that with the housing authority and the parking people because they ordered the tow. He's just a messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. He got told to tow. He did tow. He's proving to me that he got ordered to or requested to tow. He did his job. He doesn't have to return the $136. But if you damage the radiator, you would have to pay for a new radiator. So now first let me give him the floor to see how he says you damaged the radiator. Then I'll give you the floor to show me that you didn't. Now here we go, the radiator. All right, now I see that according to this, you went several days later, 2 days later, to be precise, to have a new radiator put in. Now, what evidence is there that they did something to your radiator? I would expect your documentation from the auto body place to say the tow ruined the radiator, because towing doesn't normally ruin a radiator. So.
I know, but when they pulled the car from the back, car was in park, then they pull it back, and then they went to the front, I guess, to pick up the car. So I don't know, radiator leak from there, or I don't know.
Did your radiator just fail, or is there a puncture on it or a sign of damage? I would expect something from the person who replaced your radiator to give you some evidence in court if you want them to pay your car bill.
Well, I don't know they did it or it wasn't leaking. After the towing, it was start leaking. So I don't know.
Yeah, but this guy knows. I mean, what did they tell you that would make you want to sue these people for it?
No, that says when they put it, the fan hit the radiator. Somehow, I don't know.
Okay. How do you tow your cars?
I provided video to the court on how the record does.
Is this the kind of truck that you used? What's this called?
The record.
That's a terrible thing to call something that we're talking about.
Obviously, for one, it would be dollies.
Is it like this or some other way?
It's the same way as that lifts up in the front, and dollies installed on the back of the vehicle also, on the back wheels.
Where's the radiator in this car? Not this car, but in his car.
It's in the front.
In the front.
Do you have any other evidence that they're responsible for? See, I have to be careful that you just didn't need a new radiator anyway. You know what I mean? Like, all this proves is that you gave. What year is your car?
1997 Toyota 4Runner.
It's old enough to vote and drink. Okay, so I have to make sure that, this just proves you had to buy a new radiator. It doesn't prove they ruined your radiator.
So does the tow truck company have to ask the reason why an authorized person wants a car towed?
I would think so, because then anyone's car could get towed out of spite or any reason.
Fair enough, but he's doing what somebody who owns the property says.
Unless it appears to be parked illegally, then I would ask why the reason is.
Probably a good idea to ask this, or should you ask? Going inside the courtroom.
Typically, your side, in a case like this, would give me something from the mechanic saying this was clearly a damage that happened and how it happened. They send me pictures of it. You have none of that. And then regarding the tow, you're suing the wrong person. He's just the guy that follows orders from New York Housing. If you feel that they ordered that tow, because I know I can see from the evidence they ordered it, if they ordered it wrong, you got to take it up with them and sue them, not him. So based on what I'm hearing, my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
So the judge finds the plaintiff did not have enough evidence to convince her that he should prevail. So, Mr. Uden, you lose the case. What are you thinking?
I lose the case. I don't know why it's in my spot 12. I'm parking here over there about 8 years.
Well, then you're going to have to deal with the company, your company. He's okay. He did what he was told to do by your company.
Tow truck driver should know
he did
the
right
number
thing. Okay.
and the windshield has the number, plate
Mr.
number.
Uden, talking to him's not going to do any good right now. You've lost the case. I'm so sorry for you, okay? You must sign some documents on your way out of the court.
Where I can go?
You go back to your building authority. Talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what the
I'll
judge
go to the
says.
small claim court again.
Yep. Okay. Sorry about that for you.
What can I do?
Not much. Not much.
If they
He's
tow it
off
now,
the
they can
hook.
tow it
Sorry for you there.
today,
Don't
then
talk to him now.
they
It's
may
not doing
not
any
make it.
good. Okay. Don't argue with him. Okay. You must go that way.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. O'Grady, he's still. You're convinced your guy got the right car, right?
Yes.
At the right time?
Yes.
So you're off the hook. Does that happen to you often? Did you get sued?
It does, yeah.
Occasionally?
It does happen. And basically, we follow directions from the clients.
And you had the video? And
we have the video, and we actually tow our cars the correct way
Okay.
with the boots and straps and all that stuff. So,
good enough.
thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Okay.
Have a good day.
All right, Harvey.
So tow truck companies are allowed to tow unless it's obvious that this is an illegal tow. It is a good idea for every tow truck company to know the reason, and many of them do just to CYA, if you know what I mean.